Hi, and welcome to the video for Chapter 9 on estimates and time tracking. Before we begin talking about the chapter review, I'd like to discuss some things that have come out of looking at people's homework and interacting with the students who may have a problem with any particular assignment. When you work on a file in QuickBooks, everything you do is automatically saved and the file is altered by each action. Each keystroke, each thing you do, changes the original file. Because you may want to later redo your work by starting over, because this is often the easiest way to fix a mistake, or when you run into a problem where you just don't get the results you expect, one of the best ways is just simply start over. In order to do that, you need to keep the original file from being altered. Therefore, I want you to begin each homework by copying the chapter AYS file and paste it into a new folder. I suggest that you use a new name by adding working to the original name. Then if you need to start over, you can simply copy and paste that original file into the new folder and replace the modified file, and then start over. Our chapter review is similar to the one we did in the last module. I want to go through it by discussing the various develop your skills exercises in the chapter and say a few words about what each of them contains. The first do-it-yourself exercise number 9-1 is called Creating an Estimate, and it's on page 382. The second one is creating a progress invoice based on an estimate. So in other words, you have at this point created an estimate and now you wish to do a progress invoice to receive the funds back from part of that estimate. This is exercise DYS 9-2 and it begins on page 386. The next thing is a DYS that deals with account for a customer's deposit. And this explains the way that you would make a deposit of funds you receive from an invoice based on an estimate. This is DYS 9-3 and begins on page 391. The next DYS is assessing finance charges and preparing statements. Another excellent, important subject. It's DYS 9-4, starting on page 398. Then we go on to tracking time for a job, and this is where you actually enter the time that you spent on a particular job and allowing QuickBooks to keep track of this for you so that you have very nice, accurate records, and it's easy then to create an invoice from these. This is in DYS 9-5, which begins on page 404. The next DYS is entitled Create a Paycheck and Invoice from Time Data. So this is where we use time tracking and to provide the information for paychecks. And this is DYS 9-6, beginning on page 407. The last one that I want to mention is entitled Producing a Job Estimate and Time Tracking Reports. This is DYS 9-7, page 410, and it gives you the information you need to look at the various kinds of reports that relate to our subject. The next item that I wanted to cover is the first assessment, which is a quiz. It's our normal modular quiz. And as we have in recently, you will only get one try to make the quiz, so you should consider your answers carefully before submitting the quiz. Since this is like the midterm and final exams, it is a chance to practice for the final. The last item I want to cover is the assessment for your homework, and it is Chapter 9, Apply Your Skills. After you read Chapter 9, and completely do the develop your skills exercises, you are to complete the apply your skills sections number 9-1, 9-2, and 9-3 on pages 419 and 420. Remember, and a number of you have forgotten this recently, but I remind you each time, is that you need to change the name of your company as described in option 2 at the beginning of AYS 9-1. So you're doing 9-1, 9-2, and 9-3. Do not do Apply Your Skills section 9-4. After you've completed these exercises, I'd like you to create a report showing all the transactions for Amy Ridgway's cat Autumn. Now you note I'm not telling you which report, so you're going to have to determine which report will print this information out. The checksum for this report is the total of estimated costs, all transactions, and the amount is $381.40. All of this detail is given in the actual assignment. Now if your report does not produce this checksum value, then you have made an error. So you should continue working until you achieve the results. Possibly you need to restart and do it over again, and then create the report. When you finish your work, click on the menu Print as PDF, name the report Job Estimates versus Actuals Detail.pdf. The resulting PDF file of your report will print on 2 pages this time, and that is okay. You don't have to force it to print on 1. In the upper right corner of the assignment page, click on the Submit Assignment and then upload your file to me. A reminder, the file must be a PDF type of file, created from the report. The last item I wanted to cover is the discussion for the module. It's Module 11, Chapter 9, Feedback and Comments. And again, I would like you to share with me and the other students any comments, questions, or suggestions that you might have relating to any of the tasks in this module. I read all of these and reply to those that require a reply. And as you'll see from our requirements that are placed on the modules now, you will have to make a post to this discussion before you can move on to the next module. I would like it to be something meaningful, something that will help either myself or other students. Thank you, and good luck with the module.